Hey guys, so I was scrolling on YouTube, right? As I usually do. I mean, I'm constantly scrolling on YouTube if I'm not doing something productive. And I saw this like one title of a video which was like young people don't want to work anymore. Young people, the new generation. I think our generation's called Gen Z. And it just got me thinking, right? Because I was having a monologue in my head about young people not wanting to work anymore, right? And I remember, I think this one essay, this one random dude on YouTube comments gave a good explanation of why people don't want to work anymore. Because, Chad, in my opinion, back in the 90s, back in the 2000s, like before the 2000s, back in the 90s, you know, back then, the motto, the aim of the game, right, was to work for your job, work like a slave, and stay loyal to your workplace for your entire life. Back in the early days, 2000s, right, the 1930s or something, it would be normal to like stay loyal to your workplace and constantly work day in and day out, right? Your worth as a person was kind of built off like how much money you made and the car you drove, right? But I feel like things definitely took a significant change with the internet because a lot of people, right, that were already used to the culture, the local community they were in, they kind of everyone got exposed to the internet, so everybody saw how everybody was doing better, but also how everybody was doing worse. And I feel like that definitely affects the way people think about life in general now in their own countries. And I feel like this has to do with our generation, with the newer generation and the older generation, because it definitely adds a lot of deviation between the two, and also in the way we think about like work and everything and anything. Because back then, a lot of people felt like they were working for a purpose, right? Thinking of being able to support a family, thinking of being able to buy a car, thinking of being able to afford a house. That was to a lot of people enough purpose. But nowadays, people feel like there should be more purpose in everything and anything because everything so much happens due to the internet. Everyone is aware of damn near anything and everything, and I feel like because of it, people have tended to think so much more about all of their impacts. But I feel like now people think when they work hard as hell in their job, which they hate and shit, a lot of people have like tried to feel like like their hard work is kind of being used as nothing, right? It's not that. Nowadays I think people say that like it's not that, yeah, this is the quote I was talking about in the start of the video. It's not that young people don't want to work. It's just that they don't want to like work for things they don't care about. I'm abbreviating it. And I don't remember it bar for bar, but it was like it's not that young people are afraid to work. It's just that they're afraid to work for things that they don't care about. Like, okay, I really am. I really don't remember what he said bar for bar, and I'm not gonna look for it. I screenshotted it, but I screenshot everything. It was something like that. Because I feel like a lot of people look at the internet. People kind of look at the highlights of other people's lives on the internet and compare them to their lows. Like to the things you hide in your closet. People are comparing their trauma in their closet, their history in their closet, the skeletons in their closet to people's highlights. And I feel like because of that, I think a lot of that's the thing, right? What's become normal is that more people have become self conscious about many things, right? Because everyone on the internet is just sharing all the good things about their lives. Very few people say, crap, guys, I'm suffering because of this. Because many feel like, number one, it's not you giving people that dislike you ammo to shit on you. And number two, it's just not a lot of people want to be um, vulnerable. No, not a lot of people want to show that they can be fragile and weak, right? And I feel that a lot of people, for some reason, end up like, um, how do I say this? A lot of people end up hiding themselves or being afraid or ashamed of their own disappointments because a lot of people don't socialize as much, and loneliness has become a thing now. So a lot of people just don't aren't used to really, you know, facing normal interaction and realizing that other people are like not as strong as they seem. Like it's easy to say that everyone's suffering behind the scenes, but sometimes when people wire their brains to be self-conscious about different things, it's hard to unwire your brain to think that. And I feel it really affects how people. Okay, actually, I'm not even sure how this affects people, how people view work. I'm just yapping. I'm sorry. I'm just yapping, honestly. Well, it's just my opinion on things. Some people just nowadays people just want to do shit. Yeah, back to the topic of work. Now I feel like people wanna work with purpose. And when you have a job working at a McDonald's, let's just say you could say that the purpose is serving your country, or you could not say that. I feel like a lot of people just are used to seeing so many jobs that matter. For example, YouTube, right? People view YouTube and shit, and they're like, "This has purpose. It entertains me." But like, a lot of people have lost passion. Yeah, a lot of young people today they've lost passion, so much passion that people in the 1930s used to have, or 1940s when they used to work for stuff. Right. Yeah. Back in the 90s, people really had a purpose, right? They felt like I said, it was enough to just work for your lifelong. But now everything happens. The internet is everywhere. So now people, yeah, I am repeating the same points I said. Now that purpose has kind of gone, and now people care about way less things. Well, no, people care about way more things on the internet, everything on the internet, but not about how much their work matters. Because that's the thing with the internet, right? Once you see all of the things you could affect, you realize how little you actually can affect. And I feel like in realizing how much effect you have in the world, like really does hinder you. Because no, it doesn't hinder. It just helps put into perspective. Because nowadays, be working a job, which reminds some people how they're like kind of how it's kind of boring. You can't stare at TikTok, and I feel like sometimes just realizing how much of a kind of a cog you are in the machine reminds some people that like they can't do as much as they can do, right? Okay, this is not. I feel like the only reason. I think there are multiple reasons why people just don't like working anymore, right? And sometimes it's just realizing how much you can really significantly impact things and how much you can't. And I feel like it's all about perspective, really, because it's not that the jobs have changed to become worse. Some would say that, some wouldn't say that, but I feel like it's more just the perspective. Previously, everybody knew they couldn't really change anything. People didn't really care about what they could change about the world, what they couldn't. People were kind of scared of war. So, back in the 90s, people were more scared of war and shit and getting nuked, especially after what happened to Japan. So, like, they just tried to work and tried to save themselves, but now everybody feels like everyone can see the terrible things that happened throughout the world. Climate change. Actually, now people are still afraid of war, but people just discovered so many different problems with the world, and so many people want to change so much. That's where people really take all of their love and care about. Like, there's so many problems around the world. Twitter, YouTube, a lot of people's attention, especially with the new generation, in my opinion, a lot of people's attention has been divided by so many different things that the last thing they care about is their job, right? Is their career, I guess. So, like, I guess that's the point I'm sort of getting at. How would I fix this? I don't know. I may be a youngin' in today's society, but I don't know shit. I just yap. I'm just a youngin'. I'm just a young little motherfucker. But that's really about it. See you.